We're building a fish pond, and not just any fish pond, but one that will make your garden the envy of the neighbourhood. Imagine a serene water feature, teeming with life, right in your backyard with a raised flower bed behind it. Lovely. This is my own personal pond, and believe it or not, I built it with my very own hands. I'm not a builder. I just did a bit of research and cracked on. I took my time, around 2 months, and I have to say I'm really chuffed with the results. If I can do it, you can do it too. Our pond will be 4 meters long, 2.5 meters wide, and 1.5 meters deep. That's plenty of space for your slippery mates to swim around happily. Let's get cracking. First things first, decide where you want the said pond. Sorry about the shaking camera work. I had a skinful last night down at the Frog and Trumpet. Make sure there are no trees near. Mark out the shape you want. You can do this with a hose pipe or some white plaster. Next, grab a digger. I know, it's a bit of a cheat, and you're as strong as a cart horse. But unless you fancy a year with a shovel, or worse still a hernia, just trust me on this one. Using a digger will save you a lot of time, and most importantly, backache and pain in the lower nether regions. Dig out that hole like you're after a lost treasure, or a whippet after a bone. Make sure to dig evenly and keep the sides as straight as possible. This will make the next steps much easier. And while you're at it, save the dirt. We'll use it later for raised flower beds. No flies on this Yorkshire man. Raised flower beds are perfect for adding a bit of height and variety to your garden. Plus, they make planting and maintenance a breeze. I want a 2 cinder block high wall around the pond, so I need a foundation. It only needs to be around 1 foot deep. You are not putting a block of flats on top of it, and make sure you put some gridiron in for strength. I've made a ledge around the inside of the pond for plants. Now for the walls, we're going 1/2 meter above ground with hollow cinder blocks. Lay them neat and tight using a nice mix of cement like you're building a wall to keep the sheep or the wolves out. Stick in some rebar for strength, then fill the hollow blocks with concrete. And whatever you do, don't forget to put an overflow pipe through the top of the pond. And if you do it right, it will be sturdy enough to keep your fish in. And when it rains, the excess water can flow out gracefully. Next, we've got to lay down a good quality, thick underlay liner. This is important, people. It stops any sharp rocks from tearing the waterproof liner. Spread it out nice and even. Think of it like tucking in your shiny, slippery friends for a good night's sleep. Then whack on the waterproof liner, preferably a good quality thick EPDM. Make sure you cover all the corners. We don't want any leaks unless you're planning on giving the garden a surprise shower. All you need to do now is cap the blocks off, plaster the outside of the wall, plonk some water-loving plants in, fill it with water, whack some fish in, and there you have it. And don't forget the small filter and bubblers. It keeps the water fresh and the fish happy. If you can be bothered, build a little filter house to hide the filter and bubbler. Think of it like installing a mini spa for your scaly, slippery friends. Back to that dirt. Grab your wheelbarrow and start filling up those raised flower beds. Perfect for a bit of Yorkshire flora. Geraniums, lavender, and maybe a cheeky Yorkshire rose or 2. Your garden will be the envy of the neighbourhood. There you have it, folks. A proper Yorkshire fish pond. Functional, no nonsense, and a bit of a looker too. Give it a go and you'll have the happiest fish this side of the Pennines. Oh, and before I forget, buy a net to go over the top of the pond. If not, the kingfisher will treat it like its own larder. Greedy beggars and kingfishers. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a pint paid on at the Frog and Trumpet. Cheers! And before I go, don't forget to subscribe, like and share for more riveting videos. Bye.